Greetings sinners, I am Radio Hazbin, here to talk about my favorite game I like to play while has been a hell of a content is Dry Let the Gobi Desert. To give a brief rundown, Warframe is 100% free, aside from the microtransactions where sometimes you can get 25 to 90% off, ranging in 45 different frames that have these specific abilities, making them unique to each other. I would pick some of the frames that have been released, but the newest edition coming out in Update 30, Call of the Tempestari, has piqued my interest. The 46th frame that was known as Wraith is now named Sevagoth from the previous Dev-Stream 151 and 152. I would also note I'm not part of the creator program, nor am I sponsored by TikTok streams, just thought I'd discuss that before the mob comes out. The design of the newest frame and the moveset seemed eerily similar from another character from a completely different game. That character is Agony's Embrace, Evelynn from League of Legends. Of course, MOBAs are a completely different genre to the MMORPG environment, but with Riot Games being around longer than Digital Extremes, there is no doubt that inspiration can occur from different franchises. A brief example of this would be Protea from the Deadlock Protocol update. Some of her abilities are picked from various Overwatch characters. Protea's first ability, though split, is more likely inspired by Symmetra. Her second by Torbjorn. Her third is a mixture of Torbjorn, Soldier 76, along with Brigitte. And the fourth by Tracer. Sevagoth's design as the Wraith was created by Ligo Uzunako, who's done many works here in the past. He is the second fan-made frame to be in the game, along with Zephyr, who recently just had a rework. In his agile animation, his shadow will momentarily appear, being similar to the shadow animation of Evelynn, recently from the KDA comeback for the AP, along with her solo villain. The design of the claws are close to the lashes that Evelynn has on her back, but she also uses her lashes as weapons alongside of her claws and magic. While the shadow can be upgraded as exotic weapons along with the claws, whether or not it can be used as a melee weapon like what DE did for Garuda remains to be seen. This will be the second frame to have two exalted items along with Titania, who was released August 19th, 2016. So nearly 5 years with no other frame to have two exalted weapons. She really is lonely. The first ability, Reap, in comparison to Evelynn, is her passive Demon Shade, which for her it provides regeneration and camouflage at level 6. But the Shadow for Sevagoth is used to attack, which can be a mix of Eve's first ability Hate Spike and her third Whiplash, while providing a live debuff more likely affected by duration and can either be used as free roam or can be directed towards several targets. The second ability, Sir, can be done to a number of enemies with a debuff similar of the part of Hate Spike and Whiplash, affecting up to 3 enemies, though those are in line, but with Sevagoth it will more likely be a wider cast, and more likely will be affected by range and duration. Same thing could be said for more likely our third ability, Gloom, which can be subsumed to the helmet which is more likely will synergize with Nidus, Inaros, Harrow, Lavos, and various others to debuff the enemies and give regenerative health to the player and current allies. This is definitely a mixture of Whiplash and Evelynn's second cast, Allure. While charming the opponent, it does reduce their magic resistance, similar to a debuff as Sevagoth does use his shadow magic, range, duration, and possibly strength can be applied to increase the debuff on the enemies at any life-stealing effects. The range is similar to her ultimate last caress. Sevagoth's ultimate, known as Exalted Shadow at this moment of time, combines Evelynn's ultimate last caress and her passive Demon Shade, though it is more permanent as if she is currently at level 6, while draining also the meter that Sevagoth has, but can be built up again for the original abilities, not the ones that which is in the Exalted Shadow form. Sevagoth is not something new as Evelynn came before him, but in the gaming scene, he is definitely an upgrade to the Agony Embrace, and can be as both and via digital extremes, our parents got the exact same parent, Tencent. No doubt ideas are going to be inspired by other concepts. If you have a frame you want me to do a video on, leave them in the comments. Special thanks to Dutchicon as being a high devotee in King Artemis as my Patreon. Links to my Patreon is down below, along with also my other socials, and of course there is a join button. This is Radio Hazbin tuning out for now.